Hey there. How you doing? Feeling a little bit anxious? Alright. So, I'm going to try to help you with that. And to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to go through some grounding techniques. I'll walk you through it step by step. And then we'll kind of talk about it and we'll try to go through some like mental reprogramming techniques, okay? And if at any point this goes a little too fast, you can always pause it, rewind it. It's perfectly okay. Take as much time as you need. And, it's really all about you at this point. So, here to help. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a deep breathing exercise. So, we're going to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth, okay? So, breathe in with me. Ready? Deep breath. Out through the mouth. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Alright, and repeat that as many times as you need to, okay? You can do it more. Just, let's do it one more time. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Next, we're going to try to relax our shoulders, and what I want you to do right now is just focus on the sound of my voice, okay? Don't pay attention to anything else. I know the world can be very noisy, but just listen to the sound of my voice. Let it kind of resonate in your mind, and just while I kind of drone on, so you can kind of focus on that, get your mind off anything else. Alright, so while we're focusing on the sound of my voice, the other thing we're going to do is we're going to do some visual grounding. So give you something to focus on. So what I want you to do is I'm going to spin this, and I'm going to stop it, and then I want you to tell me what color is at the top, okay? What color is this? And if you're colorblind, it's okay. You can just give it your best guess. Doesn't really matter. The point is that you're focusing on it, not what color it is, okay? You can't get a bad grade in de-stressing. Alright? So what color is this? Very good. Let's do it again. Alright. And what color is this? Alright. Good. And what color is this? Alright, very good. You're doing great. Alright. What color is this? Very good. Next up, I'm going to hold up one of these 3 rings, and I want you to tell me what color each one is, okay? Alright. What color is this? Very good. What color is this? Very good. What color is this? Very good. And this one? Good. And this one? That's it. Yep, there's 2. What about this one? Oop. Oops. Was not trying to do that. Yeah, okay. Well, messed that up a little bit, but we'll just keep that in there. It's all good. No stressing today. Alright. So, hopefully you're starting to feel a little bit more relaxed. Next, we're going to go through and just mentally try to relax ourselves physically. So what I want you to do is just kind of relax your jaw. That's one of the things I know when I'm having anxiety problems. I tend to clench my jaw a lot, so we're going to do that. Just kind of open your mouth, let it stretch. You can move your jaw back and forth. And just kind of, and if you need to, you can take 1 or 2 fingers on each hand and just kind of rub the back of your jaw. And that can also help relax. And what we're going to do is we're going to work our way down from the jawline to the neck to the shoulders. We're just going to try to relax and de-stress, okay? So just kind of try to relax your jaw. Take as much time as you need. Typically it takes me, maybe 10 seconds at most. But if it takes you longer, that is perfectly okay. And if you're already done, that's great. Alright, so next we're going to move into the neck. And, the neck muscles can get very tense, especially back here towards the shoulders. So I just want to massage that a little bit. Relax the shoulders. And then relax the neck, and then move into the shoulders, relax those. You just want to mentally relax, like picture your muscles expanding, because when they contract, that is when muscles tighten up, and that is what gets you, muscles tightening is what actually makes them move. So what you need to do is just kind of picture your muscles expanding or relaxing. At least that's what helps me. So we're going to go from the shoulders down to the arms, and into the shoulder blades, down the back. Just relax those. You can also stretch if you need to. You can do, just reach your arms up in the air, do some stretches. You can move your shoulders back and forth if you need to. Whatever you need to loosen up. So, going down the back, and to the legs, feet, toes, etc. And so you want to physically relax to go with your mental relaxation, right? So, next thing I want you to do for grounding is I want you to touch something, anything. It could be your phone, it could be, whatever you're watching this on, your clothes, your hair, your skin, literally anything, and then tell me what it feels like. Describe it in as much detail as possible. Got it? Alright. Good. And then I want you to repeat that. Keep doing that. So find something else. Touch it. Hold it. Tell me what it feels like. Tell me what the shape feels like. What the texture is. Is it smooth? Is it soft? Is it hard? Is it lumpy? Is it abrasive? Don't tell me what it is, just describe it to me. Okay. Good. Good. Yeah, you're doing great. Alright, now we're going to do another deep breath. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. And you're not forcing the breath out, okay? You just want to relax into it, okay? In through the nose, out through the mouth. Good, very good. You're doing great. I'm proud of you. All right. So, I know things may be difficult. Whatever you're feeling anxious about, I want you to know that it'll be okay. It'll pass. If it is an emergency, I really want you to not be on here right now, and I want you to, call an emergency number. If it's an actual emergency and it can't wait. If it is not an emergency, and you're feeling anxious, and whatever you're feeling anxious about isn't an emergency, then it can wait. Alright? You don't need to necessarily deal with it right now. You can wait until you're feeling calm, and you're feeling relaxed, and your mind's fresh. And if you need to, after this, go to sleep, take a nap. A lot of times, our brains tend to think themselves into anxiety problems, where they go down all of these what-if paths. And once you're there and you're very stressed, it's hard to get back to normal and then think about the problem rationally. And that's what we want to do, is if we've got a problem, we want to think about it rationally, right? Because when we think about it rationally, then we can walk through it step by step, and then we can figure out how to solve it, because that's what you do with problems. You solve them, right? And if it's not something that's happened, or it's something that could happen, and your brain's just telling you, well, what if this happens? I want you, in response to whatever that what if question is, to say, well, what if it doesn't? Or pick the other extreme end. Like, what if the opposite happens? Something that's really good. Right? So, let's say, I'm trying to give an example that's not going to like cause anxiety. Let's say maybe if you're, as an example, maybe not you per se, but if somebody was stressed, anxious about asking out their crush, right? And their brain is spiraling and thinking, well, what if they say something horrible, devastating, like ew? Well, that is technically possible. Most people aren't that mean. But ask yourself, what if they don't? Or, they could ask themselves, what if they don't? What if they say yes? What if it goes great? What if they're really excited? And what if they don't do that? What if it's just a no? That's okay, right? And even if they do say something, even if they did say something really mean in that scenario, then that person could, tell themselves, well, they probably weren't the right person for me if, they have that kind of attitude, right? Because you don't want to be with somebody who's going to treat you mean. And you can apply this to pretty much any kind of anxiety scenario. And sometimes it's just telling your brain to shut up. Because your brain's not necessarily rational, right? We're full of emotions up there. And emotions aren't rational. And sometimes you know this and you know it's irrational and you're anxious about it anyway, and that happens, right? Especially if you have an anxiety disorder. I've got a couple, believe it or not. Sometimes you'll know that it's irrational and you'll still feel like it anyway, because we don't necessarily control our emotions, but what we can do is control our thoughts. So, in that case, what we want to do is what we're doing right now, just focusing on different things. What color is this? Good. What color is this? Good. What color is this? Good. Focusing on, the sound of my voice, or just making sure we're relaxed, things like that. Stuff that grounds us in reality and not the bogus hyperbole of anxiety. Because most of the time those scenarios aren't realistic, and sometimes they are. Those are the scary ones, and I know the world right now is scary, and some of the unrealistic things, or things that seem like they should be unrealistic, are happening, and it's crazy. But, it's not the end of the world. We'll be okay. If today's not going well, there's always tomorrow. The world will continue to spin, and you know something? If it is the end of the world, even if it was, worst case scenario, end of all humanity, nobody's going to complain about it. I know it's a little dark, but if it's the end of all humanity, nobody's going to be around to complain about it. So it's still really not that bad. So, I'm not trying to belittle your problems. I want you to understand that. I know it's sometimes hard to, a lot of times I know, at least for myself when I had anxiety, this isn't even a problem. I tell myself, this is a problem I should have. This is silly. There are people that have it worse, but you don't gain anything by comparing one's suffering with others, and just because there are other problems in the world does not mean you do not have yours, okay? And so it's important to acknowledge and face your problems so that you can grow from them, regardless of how large or small they are, or how important they seem to other people. If it is a problem for you, it is deserving of your attention and the effort it takes to solve that problem, okay? I want you to know that you are deserving of that effort and attention that it takes to solve your problems. Whether that is from yourself or whether you need to ask help. And that is something I also kind of wanted to talk about a little bit, is if you do need help, like actual help outside of, this video or these or any videos online that have anxiety, help from a person who is there with you, I strongly recommend asking for it, whether that be therapy, asking family or friends to help. I know it's hard and it can be really, really hard, but it's definitely worth it and I recommend it. I know for me, I used to view asking for help as a sign of weakness. But then I thought about it and I thought to myself, well, what is weakness? And it took me a long time to come to this conclusion and even think about it this way. But what a weakness is something that can be exploited for your downfall. So if you need help and you don't ask for it, that is something that can be exploited for your downfall, right? Not getting help when you need it is more of a weakness than needing help. And it takes a lot of strength to ask for help. But it's important that if you need it, you get it. And the only way you can really do that is to ask the people around you that care about you for help, or maybe talk to a therapist. But unless you talk to somebody about it, they're not going to know, because people don't read minds. The world would be a scary place if people could read minds. I mean, it kind of is a scary place anyway, but it's okay, right? You, right here, right now, with me, you're safe right now, okay? And it's going to be okay. I know it's not always easy to see that. Sometimes it is very difficult, but it's going to be okay. You are going to be okay. Alright? Sometimes that's just what we needed to hear. Now, obviously, I can't predict the future, right? I can't necessarily guarantee that. Full disclaimer. But I think we have to tell our anxious minds that, because our anxious minds don't understand. Our little subconscious brain, it doesn't get the bigger nuances of things, right? So you're going to be okay. And I want you to tell yourself that you're going to be okay, alright? Good. And I'm glad you're here. I want you to know that. I care about you. I love you. I am glad you're watching this video. I'm glad you're here with me right now. And yeah, honestly, that's the main thing. It's important that you know you're loved and people care about you. And I've heard the saying, no matter how bad things get, they can always be worse, and that's true, but the reverse is true too, and that's exciting. No matter how good things get, they can always get better. They can get better. And it's an old cliche, but 2 steps forward, 1 step back is still a net 1 step forward. It can be incredibly frustrating, but you're still going forward and you're still moving forward. And it's important to keep up that effort and to put in the work. But right now, we're not doing work. Right now we are relaxing in a safe environment, and we're going to be okay. And those problems that are swirling around in our head, they're for another time. They're to be solved when we're feeling calm, when we're feeling rational, and when we're feeling the energy to really take on the problem. So the other thing I want you to make sure you're doing, because this can make a difference too. Make sure you're eating. If you haven't eaten enough, make sure you get some food. And the other thing is make sure you're drinking water. I want to be very clear. Make sure you're staying hydrated. Okay? It's very important for not only your physical health, but your mental health. So, I want you to keep doing those things. You can come back to this video as often as you want. I know this is not my normal video type, but I do plan on probably making a series like this, you know, kind of like I do with the alien ones, in a sense where, you know, it's something I come back to on a regular basis. But I know anxiety is something that a lot of people deal with, myself included. I've got, you know, plenty of friends and family that deal with it. And so, you know, if these videos help even one person, then they are worth making. And I'm hoping they help at least one of you. Now, if you have made it to the end of this video and you aren't subscribed, it'd be really cool if you did. Obviously, you don't have to. And, you know, if you like the video, you can hit the like button, all that jazz. But if there's anything I guess if you want to say, like, want to see in a future video, you know, let me know down in the comments, or, you know, just really anything you want to say. I am here for it. I love reading the comments. I love responding to them. I love talking to you guys. Seriously, you all are so important to me. You're important to me. You specifically. You watching this right now. I care about you. I love you. Okay? Alright. Take care of yourself. Make sure you eat. Make sure you stay hydrated. And make sure you get enough rest. Okay? Tomorrow's problems are for tomorrow. Alright? Alright. God bless. Love you. Bye.